do a robin, a redbird, a raven, a red-tailed hawk, and a real bird have in common? You'll have to stay tuned to this episode to find out. Welcome back to the MB2 Underground, where the host may not be gifted and talented, but our guest today most certainly is. I'm Jonathan Tyrock, better known as JT. And you haven't already noticed, we're doing things a little differently today. Sarah was not available to co-host this episode, so we had to go back in the annals of time to find the perfect co-host. Without further ado.
What's up, JT? My name's Joe Fox.
Whoa!
It's great to see you, brother.
Joe!
It's been a while.
Hey, man, it has been a while.
Hey, you're sitting in my chair.
Oh, well, you can have it back.
No, I'm good.
You can have it back. So, it has been a while. Where you been? What's been going on?
I had a little sabbatical.
Okay.
Of sorts. Maybe call it an industry exchange program.
Okay.
You know, like in college, you go to a different country for a few months and come right back.
Yeah.
So I'll just say that, you know, I have even increased conviction that MB2 is a very special organization. So great to be here. We've got an awesome guest. I'm very excited to talk to.
Okay.
This person has been at MB2 since 2016. And for the math geeks out there, that is 9 years.
Okay.
9 years.
It's a lot of years.
A long time. And so this was when MB2 had less than 80 practices versus 794 as of last count. Today, this is before private equity. This is when MB2 had one building instead of four. So this person is going to be able to give us a great insider's perspective on the evolution of MB2, right? So really looking forward to talking to this individual. Very, as you alluded to, very talented individual who has led and even created departments here at MB2. So one of the cool things about the organization, in my opinion, is how leadership has elevated great talent into, you know, leadership roles. So anyway, very excited to talk to my good friend, about to be married friend, Miss Sarah Keifer. How we doing, Miss Keifer?
I'm amazing. This is wild to me. I never have to look at y'all in y'all's faces when we do this.
How is it sitting across the table? Like the other side of the table?
Pros and cons. Pros, there's nobody sitting next to me. I prepared just as much as I normally do. I don't have to look at notes and I don't have to track the time. Cons, I don't know who cares about an episode about me. So that sounds like a problem for you guys.
Well, as I prepped the intro this morning,
8 out of 10.
It was 8? Oh, good. All right.
Impressed.
Cool. Well, I appreciate that. I spent a lot of time. I had another sheet with all sorts of ideas, and that's what I came up with. So
impressive.
Super impressive.
Well, I was thinking, you know, when we started to plan this episode, I was thinking that we might do this a little differently than our other guests because you're on all the time. So we know a little bit about you. We know a little bit about, you know, what you do at MB2. I want to get into that, and I kind of want to start with that. But I think we should probably take this more of a, let's get to know you as a person outside of MB2. So, you know, those listeners, including the folks who, believe it or not, Joe, we got comments when you left that who is this guy? You know, you guys have let the guy with the perfect podcast voice go.
For the guy with the perfect podcast mustache.
Well, that was the thing, dude. We had Grins for Life. That's Grins for Life with a Z. Commented on one that I wasn't very good at podcasting, but I had a sick mustache.
You do have a sick mustache, and you have a great
I think that was
voice.
a YouTube comment, by the way.
My dad's still a listener, guys. Just telling you.
That's awesome.
You're crushing
Even
it.
though you
You're
left?
crushing it. Great. You guys are crushing it.
Okay. He'll definitely need to tune into this one. It's literally just your dad and my dad.
Hey,
I don't even think my parents know that I do a podcast, which is kind of funny and sad.
No, I think that's how it's supposed to be.
Okay, cool. So Sarah, let's start out here. What do you do here at MB2? I
have no idea. No. So my current role at MB2 is leading the owner transitions department. And I tell everybody if it sounds made up, it's because it is. A couple of years ago in integration, we had more and more doctors that were getting ready to offload their minority interest, retire, step back, and we're interested in the process of helping associates become owners. What's going to happen to their legacy? What do I do if I don't have somebody to buy into my practice currently working? So I got asked last February to help build a department to help give a clear pathway to ownership for associate doctors, but also a seamless transition out of ownership for our selling dentists is needed. So we've grown it. We've got 2 whole team members. We've built an entire event around it. It's been a lot of fun. I've learned I like making things up as I go.
What is the feedback you're getting from existing partners when they now know that we literally have a department that handles this transition for them?
Oh, thank God.
Right? Like
Yeah.
a huge sign of relief.
Well, and it existed before I had a department for it. It just fell a lot on a fragmented section of MB2 team members or doctors. And I think, having a process around anything makes it feel a little bit more stringent, but I think that we can do it a lot more efficiently and more productively. But honestly, we take so much feedback from our ops team, from our sellers, from our buyers. So we're trying to incorporate any problem areas that they're seeing into how we continue to grow and evolve the team.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
Thank
cool.
you.
Well, Joe mentioned that you've been part of a ton of groups here. So
I wouldn't
OTD.
call 3 a ton, but yeah.
It's
A
more,
few.
how many
More
have
than
you
me.
been involved with?
One.
Okay, well, it's 3 more than me too.
Not running a
2
department.
more
either.
yes
Yeah.
than me.
Math.
I'm not good at math.
Mm-mm.
I told you I wasn't part of the gifted and talented program. True
Math
story.
Like
Data.
some people.
Yeah.
Unlike some people in this
I was
podcast.
a mathlete.
Gosh.
Subtle flex. We caught it.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I failed my calculus class, but D plus.
Oh, it's okay. So before OTD, which is what your group is now dubbed, how did you find MB2 and where did you start and how did you get to OTD?
So I spent a couple of years doing locum tenens staffing, and I wasn't good at it. I was staffing hospitals and emergency medicine physicians in California, and they could just be a little bit of divas, and I wasn't a good liar. So whenever I was trying to staff, okay, fine, I got switched over to mid-level providers. I have to staff a prison south of Los Angeles. I'm not going to tell you it's going to be great. It's going to suck, but we need somebody there.
So is that what you mean by liar? Like, hey, I have a job for you, but it's probably not one you're going to want. Is that what you mean?
I feel like sales a lot of times you can only do it if you believe in what you do. We're all salespeople at MB2 because it's dope and we believe in the model. I was trying to sell something I didn't believe in, so
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
Hey,
That's hard.
prisoner
I get that.
inmates need medical
Care too.
care too.
It's pretty consistent, right?
Yeah.
Consistent
We had
gig.
one psych because we had a psych section of the staffing, and I remember I had talked to them about this prison that I was working with that needed a psychiatrist, and she told her recruiter, "I can't work in a prison. Have you seen me? I am too pretty to work in a prison. Hold on." And then she took a selfie while they're still on the phone and sent it to her and was like, "Do you think I could work in a prison?"
Oh my gosh.
Divas. So I was living in Austin. My sister had my incredible nephew, and I knew it was going to be my only niece or nephew that I had. So I started considering coming back to the Dallas area, and I interviewed here, and I interviewed for a wealth management company, and I was really leaning towards that because I didn't necessarily want to have clients. I wanted to market for, I wanted to be more of brand, I guess is what we would now call it. And here I was interviewing for a coordinator role where I would market on behalf of the practices. I went to an interview from hell at this wealth management company. And then I came here and it was kind of like you didn't expect much when you walked in, like the warehouse district of Carrollton. And I met Dr. V and Justin Puckett and Justin Carroll at my interview. And I was like, oh, this is terrifying. But they looked like they were 5 years older than me. And I was like, oh, okay, I could do this. So I left and immediately called Anna, my former supervisor. I was like, please let me work here. They'd already offered me a position, but I was playing it cool. And then I was like, no, please, I'll beg if I have to. So I worked on our marketing team for 2 years, had so much fun. I didn't come from any dental background, so I had no idea what I was marketing. And about 2 years into doing that, I got asked to join integration. When I tell you I had no idea what I was doing, I remember JC pulling me into a room and saying hey, we have a position we'd like to float by you. And sometimes JC speaks over my head. And so that's kind of what it felt like. And I remember looking at my boss and being like, I don't know what this means. And she's like, you'd be like Lindsay Youngblood. You'd do what Lindsay Youngblood does. And I was like, oh, why? I don't know how IT works. I don't know what revenue cycle is. Sure, we'll give it a shot. So did that for about 6 years. so much fun building that up, being a part of it, being a part of the growth, working with you guys, working with operations in the departments really helped me kind of get my footing in dental. And then the wind blew me over to owner transitions last year. So kind of just going where I'm needed and doing what I can.
That's cool. I know we mentioned this when we were talking to Lindsay. There is such opportunity for people willing to just say, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, but there's a need. And, I think credit to Dr. V and the team that he's built and the folks that they've brought in with the same mentality of, yeah, we'll give it a shot. And we'll see if we can figure it out.
Yeah.
So,
the best thing I ever did for my career is let my career happen to me.
Yeah.
Just doing my best and seeing what got thrown at me next.
is that the title of the episode,
Boom.
Aster?
It is
I
now.
think so.
You're welcome.
Let's take it a little bit further back. Now that we've gotten the MB2, your incredible contribution and continued involvement in the success of the organization.
Such a kiss ass.
Come on now.
It's called sales.
So what do you say we get to know Sarah Keifer a little bit better now, Joe?
Let's do it, man.
I pretty much trauma dumped all over my podcast notes, so I'm ready for it.
I
Appreciate
cannot
that.
wait. Well, let's start at the very beginning. Where did you grow up?
Rowlett, Texas.
Rowlett, Texas.
Is this like rapid fire? Sorry, I don't know if I need context or just like
no,
answer
not yet.
fast.
You'll know when the rapid fire part
Okay.
comes.
Rowlett, Texas.
So Rowlett, Texas.
Mhm.
And I believe you mentioned on Dr. Mark Davis's podcast number 64,
Nice.
Killer Stories, by the way. We actually created a new category of podcast that I think got edited out. But go listen to it. I think you mentioned you were adopted.
I was.
Is that right?
I was.
Okay. What's being like? I'm not adopted. I've always been curious. Like, what was that like? Like, just in general, what's being adopted like growing up?
Oh, I was like, what was it like? I was newborn, so I don't really know. My mom, the family that adopted me, my mom and my dad got together. It was I think they were like late 20s, early 30s. My mom couldn't have any more kids. She had my sister when she was, a little bit younger. And, meeting my dad, her soulmate, she was like, I want to have a child with you. So since she couldn't have kids, they went through Catholic Charities to do an adoption, and they met my birth mom. Never had a sonogram, no prenatal care. Was sure I was going to be a boy. But the reason they chose each other was because back in the day, they didn't have like dating apps for adoption.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a book. So you submit a picture and like some information about yourselves. But when I think about like dating apps, it's usually just like the first name. That's kind of what it was to protect your privacy. So my parents went, it was like 2 or 3 days before I was born, to meet with my birth mom and my birth sister. And they were like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a boy. And, if we were going to keep him, we'd definitely name him Keifer after Kiefer Sutherland, not knowing that my parents'
That's
last name was Keifer.
Wow.
And so that was like the God moment for them of like, oh, this is it. And then surprise, girl. Everybody was really pumped about that. So growing up adopted, I had an open adoption. So I, have a relationship with my birth mom, my birth sister, and my nieces. They have a relationship with the family that adopted me, my real family.
Yeah.
But it didn't play into things too much. It's funny when people are like, my mom's worked in high-level leadership as long as I've been alive. And every time I'd go to her work, new people would be like, y'all look exactly alike. And we'd be like, hey, that's hilarious. So it's been like a little inside joke, but I got very blessed with the family that I got placed with.
Wow.
That's
special.
awesome.
And we have to thank Kiefer Sutherland for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Shout out if you listen to this.
Cool.
Kiefer had many, many better roles than that. Yeah, that's a special story.
Thank you. I'm full of them.
That's really awesome. All right. Rowlett, Texas,
Mm-hmm.
high school,
Saxy.
Saxy.
Mm-hmm.
You met somebody in high school? Went to school with somebody in high school that's relatively significant in your life today?
Oh, my fiance.
Ah,
I thought you were about somebody famous.
Hot fiance.
Hot fiance, yes.
And
He's missed you
and
for
hot
that.
Fiance also has a mustache still.
As of last night, no.
Oh,
shout out my guy, Brad.
Yeah, so I met my now fiance in high school. We did not date in high school. He was way too cool for me. But we did reconnect. Actually, MB2 kind of brought us together a few years back when his dad joined MB2 and his dad was obsessed with me. Shout out Dr. Reed. But he was like pitching us to each other for like 2 years. And I was like, no, your son was so mean to me in high school. He was too cool for me. And then,
Did anybody maybe in the podcast room currently have any tiny bit of assistance in that potentially?
More words, please.
Connecting with Dr. Reed
Was
at
it Joe's deal?
owner's trip at
Oh.
Coronado. And
Oh, the first text I
texting you,
ever
kinda
got
just
from Joe.
greasing the wheels.
Yeah,
I've
he's
been
like,
on the
"Hey, it's
job
Joe
for like a
Fox."
month.
Was at an owner's trip and talking about how they wanted me to date their son. And fun fact, I was in a committed relationship and so was he at the time. And I was like, probably not the time, but the stars aligned, all of the things. And we ended up matching on a dating app a couple of years ago. And now we're, a few days away from getting married and a couple months away from having our first child.
I love it. Now, do you get to inherit the Corvette?
I wish. Are we skipping right over the fact that I just told y'all I'm pregnant and y'all just kept going?
Are you for real?
Yeah.
You did.
That's sick. Congratulations.
I was so excited to hard launch it on the podcast. Thank you.
Oh my word. Are you kidding me?
I saw
Give us the
JT's
horn or
face.
something.
No,
We need a sound effect.
Like you joke around a lot. I mean, I think we all have a good relationship, but that's awesome. Congratulations.
We're very excited.
That is so
January
cool.
2026.
Ooh, January's a good
No,
month.
January 2026, not the 26th. Yep.
If it's the 24th, we'll have kids this year, the same birthday.
Do the 23rd, so not far off.
Or the
Okay.
first.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Lots of big
Well,
things happening.
congratulations.
Thank you so
Wow.
much.
So how far along are you?
15 weeks.
15 weeks. So have you gone to the doctor and all that? Like, do you know, like I can't remember. Is it like 20 something weeks when you figure out if it's a boy? Are you guys going to
Oh
figure
my
out?
gosh, we got genetic testing done at 9 weeks. So
Yeah.
we've had access. I've kind of wanted to wait until birth to find out. But the way I looked at it is there's so few surprises in life that it
Yeah.
would be cool to like wait and him to like announce it to me.
Yeah.
But we've had quite a surprising year and I don't know that we can handle any more surprises.
Yeah.
So we'll see how things end up shaking out.
Oh, that's cool. So is it a boy or a girl?
I don't
She
have no
doesn't
idea.
want to know.
I thought you said you did genetic testing.
We did genetic testing just to make sure that
Got
little
it.
bean was Gucci
Got
to go,
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, we found out, my wife and I found out with our first two and didn't with the last one. And it's pretty fun.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It'd be great, but like, I don't know. I feel like I've lost control this year, which has been a really interesting lesson and trusting God and the universe. And I feel like this I could control. I could take control
Yeah.
back on this one,
Ah,
but we'll see.
well, that's awesome.
Mhm.
You're going to be
Golly.
an incredible mama.
Thank you. I am
Sister. Yeah.
absolutely terrified, but that means a lot to me.
No,
Thank you.
No,
Yeah.
no.
You will
is-
be.
The first one's terrifying.
I forgot what it feels like hearing Joe say mama.
The other ones are not terrifying. You're just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, the other ones you're like, oh my gosh, what am I getting myself into again?
This again.
But it is so
Yeah.
much fun, and you will never. I tell everybody this: once you have a kid, your life will be drastically different in all the ways that you probably never wanted it to be different, but you would not trade the world to go back.
That's what I've
So-
heard. I'm looking forward to it.
And you've got 2 sets of grandparents that are local. That's like winning
Oh, dude.
the new parent lottery.
Yeah, we can't ever leave. We're stuck here
That's
forever.
huge.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're
you-
very, very, very lucky.
You'll recognize you don't ever want to leave that. That's huge.
I believe that.
Awesome.
Ah,
So
oh,
where are we
man.
at on the stress level of getting prepared for the big event?
Let me tell you, when you find out you're pregnant a few months before you get
You're
married,
good.
nothing matters.
Yeah.
It'll be great. It'll be what it is. I'm very excited to be his wife. The wedding is just a day. I'm excited for it. Excited to get past it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're stressful.
Well, man, I don't even know where we go from here. Oh, I do know where we go because I planned it out. But that's awesome, Sarah. So as we were talking about this podcast and getting to know you a little bit better, I thought we would just throw out a few things, kind of like a get to know Sarah. What's your favorite this? Or, hey, if you could choose this or that.
So this one's rapid fire.
Yeah, kind of rapid fire. I
Okay.
mean, I think there's probably some conversations that'll be had about it. So we're going to
Okay.
start with a real easy one.
Okay.
Beach or mountains?
Depends. I feel like you're going to hate my answers because I feel like they're probably going to all be depends.
Well-
If it's hot in Texas, mountains, getting married in the mountains. If it's cold in Texas, beach. I could
Yeah,
use a
that's
beach
fair.
trip too.
That's fair.
Okay, well, how
Every other.
about where's your favorite place to go on vacation?
Oh, I can't answer that.
Okay, well,
I haven't been everywhere. I'd have to go everywhere first.
and that's the end of the podcast. Joe, no, I'm kidding.
Done.
I like to
Um,
go somewhere that has all of it. You know, a beach, a mountain, Hawaii, and hiking. Yeah, there we go. For now, that'll do.
Fair enough. Are you what do you prefer? Doing laundry or doing the dishes?
Neither.
Okay.
Good answer.
Blue jobs.
So you just like contract that out?
Well, like laundry, I can get all the way through until I need to fold it, and then it sits there for 2 weeks until my fiance does his laundry, and then it goes into a basket. And dishes, I unload, but I don't like touching the icky stuff in the sink. So I try not to load it if I can avoid it.
Okay, cool. Would you prefer doing a table puzzle or playing Bus Escape?
I think I'd prefer to do a table puzzle if I have a new puzzle to work on. Right now, I'm kind of in a slump because I haven't had any new puzzles. But if I'm just like sitting in my car and taking a break and eating lunch, Bus Escape will do.
Have you done puzzles like all your life growing up, or is that something that was...
I started doing it after I got into therapy, actually. Well, I kind of realized like I didn't really have a whole lot of hobbies. And I was like, okay, this is going to be the year of trying new things. And this was after COVID. I feel like everybody laughs because puzzles were like a COVID hobby. And I started taking tennis lessons and that stuck. And then I started doing puzzles and that stuck. And then I had no more time for anything else because all I did was puzzles and tennis.
Yeah.
So I have, in the house that we're renting, we have a 4x6 room. It's pretty much looks like one of our call boxes. It's the weirdest thing. It's got frosted glass on the outside and it has like a telephone etched into it. So I'm guessing in the olden days, it was meant to be the telephone booth, but it's literally filled to the brim with puzzles, which is why I stopped buying new puzzles.
It's a very meditative activity. Good
Yeah.
for you. Awesome.
It uses the one side of my brain that I don't need so I can, think about other stuff.
Did you go to therapy after COVID because of your Amazon entrepreneurial
Because of my failure.
spirit? You started a business during COVID, right?
I did. I wouldn't come to me for entrepreneurial advice. It was the funnest thing I'd ever done, but I am very thankful for a job where I know what my hours are and I know what my income is. And I think entrepreneurs are badasses because I was stressed out. I got to learn so much. I bought a course. So there was this girl I went to high school with that got pretty successful with like a baby brand that she sold on Amazon. And
you didn't go to high school with Jessica Alba, did you?
No.
She has a pretty famous baby brand too. I was just checking.
Okay. Yeah. No, that was
okay. Cool. You'll learn this as you're, doing your shopping at what? I don't even know what the baby stores are called.
Baby stores
now.
don't exist anymore.
They don't.
It's called Amazon, brother.
Golly, Bye Bye Baby was the king. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't get me started. I don't know where to test strollers. And why am I talking about testing strollers? I'm 17 years old. I don't know what's happening.
We can give you stroller advice. We got you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So a lot of people got furloughed. Our deal load was slowing down. I was losing my absolute mind sitting in my apartment all day. And so I was like, I'll give this thing a shot. So I bought this course and it was fun deciding what I wanted to sell, building a brand, building a website, sourcing from manufacturers in China and like building relationships with them and, putting my brand on it. And then, I hired Lindsay Calamineri for $0 to be my foot model because my goal was to create a brand of like work from home accessories. So I started with a footrest. So if anybody needs, foot modeling services, Lindsay's available. She did a great job. But I actually sold through my inventory pretty quickly, but it was around the time we started doing deals again. And I was like, I'm bleeding money. Because, you got to lose money to earn money.
I think it's called you invest in the business and then you try to get a return.
I chose to invest in my mental health and decided not to keep doing it. But it was a fun lesson. An expensive lesson.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. And what was the brand called? Did you have a name?
I did, but I'm not going to say it on here.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, no.
Taking it to my grave.
You mentioned tennis.
Mm-hmm.
So is this a thing now or like?
I take adult lessons.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's a thing.
Do you compete?
No, I'm not good. I just go with a bunch of older adult people and practice.
Okay. I don't know anything about tennis. I know Joe does, but I have no other question. Who's your favorite tennis player?
I have no idea. I don't watch tennis.
You just play it.
Yeah.
Are you a pickleballer?
No, absolutely not. It's a cult.
Okay.
I feel like I got very anti-pickleball when it started like up and coming because I was in tennis. I was so proud of being a grown-up doing hobbies. Like I know some people have hobbies. I did not. I met a girl this weekend who shoots guns. She rock climbs. She wake surfs. She's got all these hobbies. And I was like, I play tennis once a week. So I was all proud.
She doesn't have any kids. Guarantee you that.
Correct. So I was like all proud of like taking tennis. And every time I told people, they're like, have you tried pickleball? I feel like you'd really like pickleball. It's so much easier. And I was like, no. So then I just never did it.
Yeah. Well, your Achilles, thank you. I can promise you that.
Yeah, I've heard of stories.
The pickleball or tennis player thing is kind of like the old snowboarding skier thing. It's just like this cultural. Yeah. And the other thing is that pickleball is kind of taking over tennis facilities.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, economically, it's superior, 4 courts to 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. But So tennis is maybe a new sport for you, and you've mentioned plenty of times on the podcast that you're not into sports, but I learned something.
No, I've mentioned plenty of times that I am into sports. Big sports girl. Go sports.
Big sports. Yep.
Mhm.
All the sports.
Yep.
But growing up, you were a gymnast and a pretty awesome one. How did you get into?
Pretty mediocre one.
No, you said level 9. That
Yeah, but
sounds
that
really
doesn't mean I was
big.
good. That just meant I kept going up the levels.
So tell us about your gymnastic endeavors.
Well, my mom comes from the dance world, so she put me in dance. And I was like, nah, this ain't for me. So I begged them to get into gymnastics, and I did. I'm gonna guess 6. I have actually no idea how old I was, and started doing like little classes, and then made the team. So skipped level 4, went to level 5, and competed gymnastics until I was like 12 or 13. Loved it. Would not recommend anybody put their kids in it. My fiance and I, for our kids, we each got to choose one sport that's off limits. Mine's gymnastics, his is football. It created a weird dynamic in my brain about how, it was an individual sport.
Yeah.
And it created this mentality of you're competing with your own team, because when you get to the end of a gymnastics meet, it's each individual event, and then all around, and then which team. So your team could win, but your teammate could still beat you.
Yeah.
And I saw that actually as I got into the workforce, how that impacted me, the perfectionism, gross. But I got to do pretty twirls and flips, and that was pretty fun until I hit a point that I realized that at any point what I was doing could kill me. And then I got a mental block like no other. And I was like, nah, I think this is it. But I mean, it was Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 8:30 p.m. for
intense.
years. And then
Whoa.
Saturday, 8 to 1. And then, it was partially the mental block. Partially I was in 7th grade and boys were cute now, and I'd rather do that. So
What was your event, or did you have Beam?
yeah,
Oh,
loved
dude,
Beam.
that thing's only like this big, right? It's
That's
only
way
Wide,
bigger than it is. Yeah.
6 inches maybe.
No, it was like 4.8 at the time.
yeah.
I
I
did
think
it.
I think I saw an ad way back in the day in a Sports Illustrated, and it had the width of a beam, and it was not. It was
Fun fact, when I was really young, probably pretty new to the sport, my dad built me a beam out of like planks of wood in the backyard so that I could practice on.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was only, I guess bars you didn't have to, but I didn't like to run. I still don't like to run. So like ball, you had to sprint, and then floor, you had to run. Floor was fun because it was performative, but beam was my thing.
That's cool.
Mhm.
So in high school, you, I think, drove a 1970-ish slug bug. Is
I
that
didn't,
right?
but it was my first car. My dad got me. It was a light blue 1970s VW Beetle. It was a standard. And I was like, I can't drive this. Because I wanted, like the Bug was the cool car for a period of time whenever I was in high
Really?
school. Yeah. So that's what I
Interesting.
wanted. And my sweet dad was like, I got it for you. And I was like, not this one.
Oh, yeah, the newer. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. And it ended up being fine because we were on the way to sell it and it broke down. And somehow I don't know, none of my business. But my second car, the car that I actually drove for the first time, was also a standard. So I actually learned how to drive on a standard, even though the car I got second was so much less cool than the first car I had. I should have just stuck it out.
So do you prefer, you don't drive a standard today, right?
No, they don't really make them in normal people cars.
Do you did you like the standard?
Oh, I loved it.
You did?
Yes.
You have any cool car stories?
No.
No?
What'd you love about a standard? You
Control.
just like to be busy?
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
I like feeling like I was more in control of the machine than it was of me. Now I drive a Tesla, so I've given up all control.
Maybe that's the name of the episode. I've heard Sarah mention control a lot.
I'm working on it.
Controlling
I
the
can acknowledge-
uncontrollables. I think
Doing a great job.
I don't know.
I can
Uh,
acknowledge.
Would you describe yourself, Sarah, more as an extrovert or an introvert?
I guess it depends.
Sick. What's it depend on?
Well, can I ask you a follow-up question?
Yeah,
Is
go for it, man. That's why
extrovert-
you're here. Good.
Extrovert with an O or an A?
I don't know.
Who spell checked this? I'm just
What did I
I guess
miss?
my notes. I guess my notes are spell checked incorrectly.
I really like being around people, but I do feel like I recuperate either by myself or with the people I'm closest to.
You're
So
both.
I think it depends. I can turn it on, I think, is what makes people think I'm extroverted.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but you deep down you'd say you're introverted.
I just told you my favorite pastime was puzzles.
Puzzles.
That is not a team sport.
That's a way. Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
That's very true.
solo.
What do you have, Joe?
Oh, I mean, I think into this one. Coffee or Celsius?
Yes.
All forms of caffeine.
Yes. Except for Red Bull. Ugh.
Have you not tried to give up caffeine recently on the podcast? That was a thing a while back.
No.
Caffeine? No.
I don't think it lasted long.
I think pregnant people are supposed to, but whoops. I tried and then I fell asleep in my car. So
in moderation. The French do whatever they want. They're fine.
yeah.
So we would, if I don't ask you this, to kind of bury the lead in my intro, red bird or real bird?
This was part of my trauma dumping in my notes. The question was, do you have any interesting stories? It didn't say everybody had to find them interesting. I thought they were interesting. Yeah, when I think I was like 4th grade, I tried to get into my parents tried to get me into the gifted and talented program, and I almost failed. But the one deciding question was, name 3 birds that start with an R. And my answer was a robin, a red bird, and a real bird. And like, I think they wanted to fail me. And I was like, find the problem, cite your source, tell me where I'm wrong. And they were like, damn, okay, fine. Kimberlin Academy it is.
Man, she's got it.
By the skin of my teeth.
She's got it.
Saxy valedictorian.
No, absolutely not. It's like 48th in my class, but out of like 700, that's pretty good.
When I was in
Another subtle flag.
yeah, I know. Top was it?
Y'all haven't even asked me about college. That's why I graduated summa cum laude.
Well, okay,
Bobcat.
let's get to college.
Okay.
Let's get to college. So, my question for you to talk about college is: do you prefer cable TV or Netflix? Netflix. But
I just never had cable TV. We had so people not from the Dallas area may not understand, but we had like channel 4, 5, 8, 12, 13,
11.
and then it was just shh. We never had Nickelodeon. So when I got to my freshman year of college and I was living in the dorms, that's where I found daytime television. That's like where I found sitcoms. So my first semester of college, where everybody's like missing class because they're partying, I was missing class because I was watching Grounded for Life. I wanted to watch the shows that The Nanny, Fran Drescher. Come on, that is gold. So yeah, my first semester of college, I didn't do great. I got in trouble, and my mom I had to make an agreement with my parents because my parents signed up for the Texas Tomorrow Fund. I was lucky enough to have my college paid for. I got scholarships for, room and board and stuff, but they weren't paying for me to sit in my room and watch TV. So she was like, if you get another C, you are coming out of college and you can pay for your own community college. And I never got lower than an A after my first semester of college out of pure fear of my mom's wrath. So yeah, graduated with a 3.9 GPA from Texas State University, which I don't know if that's saying much, but I still wear it as a badge of honor.
Awesome. It is.
What was your GPA, Joe?
Oh, I don't know. Can't remember.
Yeah, you can. What was
years
it?
Ago.
What was it?
Not a 3.9.
Oh, straight.
Mine wasn't.
3.78. Oh, whoops. Sorry.
Oh, makes me it makes me the lowest achiever at the table with a 3.7, but we digress.
So do you kick JT under the table too, or is it just me?
It was just you.
Okay.
JT can see my hand gestures from the side, so normally I can.
You guys are much more in tune. Yeah, see?
Yeah, let me ask you, Joe.
Much
How does it
better
feel to
fit.
be back?
Feels great.
Dang, look at that. She can't even take the I love this.
With the side tilt.
Yeah. So here's a question for you. Podcast host. Who do you prefer? Co-host. JT
Damn, man.
or Joe?
You're just like
Solo episodes.
Ooh, yes, you
All right.
did.
Just kidding.
That's fair.
puzzle
Hey, we'll
episodes.
just call Dr.
Love
Lab,
it.
get him to
She just
come,
crushed it.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
we can
Did
take
we
that
ever
one
even
into.
air that episode?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I'm really sorry to our listeners.
Well,
So the listeners are waiting for your actual answer.
I answered.
Sarah, one of the things we always end with, or that you wrap us up with, is asking the guests if there's anything you'd like to say. Before we do that, one thing you did put in your notes that I really liked was a quote that you have just basically come to live by. So you mind sharing that with us?
Everybody has their own hard or a different hard. Is that the one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I did not make it up. I'm witty. I'm not smart. But I heard it somewhere and it really resonated for me. I tend to pendulum swing when things are hard between man, why is this happening? Victim mentality versus people have it worse. I can't feel this way. I feel like, people can tend to lean one way or the other. And for me, it's helped me find the middle ground of, everybody has a different hard, which means just because it's hard for me doesn't mean it would be hard for somebody else and vice versa. I don't have to compare my trauma to theirs. Nobody has a patent on suffering. I'm allowed to validate my experience and have a hard time. That gets me out of the, oh, I can't feel this way because somebody else is going through something worse.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side, you know, I think it really comes down to me, for me and people in my life, how I lead my team with authenticity and vulnerability. When we feel comfortable enough to share what's really going on with each other, we have a better understanding that we're not alone. It's like this year has been the best year and it's kicked me in the ass in a lot of ways. And it's very easy to, you know, like I said, why is this happening to me? Why is this my experience? And talking to people that I know that didn't have my experience, but had a hard experience, it's reminding me that, okay, the world is not happening to me. I am a willing and active participant in how my life goes. So it helps me kind of come back to the center. And I think that it helps me, you know, in my personal life. It helps me lead my team. You know, I've got a team, shout out Owner Transitions, where, you know, if I have somebody that's maybe being slower to producing work or maybe less attention to detail, I try not to look at it as, you know, man, you're really screwing up, get it together. It's like, what's going on? If you're wanting and open to talking to me about it, tell me what's happening and I can be a support for you, what you need. If you don't want to talk to me, you don't have to. Maybe there's somebody else you can talk to, but you know, we're all containers for our own experience, and you can't bifurcate that between work and home or whatever. And so being able to share my own experience with my team and let them know what, you know, is happening with me. It's not just about knowing what's going on in their life, but knowing about what they need and, you know, why they're where they're at. Creating a space in which people can talk about it. So I found it very helpful when people have opened up to me about what they've been going through. Helps give me perspective while still allowing me to validate my experience, but it's helped keep me more towards the middle. I'm not a victim of circumstance, and I am allowed to feel like this is a hard situation.
Good for you, girl.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it
That's
makes total
awesome.
sense.
I feel like I do
It's
that
great
thing I
leadership
do
style.
sometimes where like I disassociate from my body and I'm like, can you just shut up? So I'm glad it came
that's
to a
great.
point.
It's great. It's very similar to what I like to say, which is like everybody's fighting a battle,
Mhm.
right? And just because you're fighting a battle doesn't mean that my battle's any less hard or should be less hard. But yeah, it's an awesome perspective.
Thank you.
So you have anything to leave us with here?
Yeah, I give you guys a decent amount of crap for having a billion kids. What each of you parenting advice would you give me? I mean, y'all are dads, so it's a little different, but
Parenting advice that we
or
would
the
give
best
you.
parenting advice you were ever given.
Well, I've kind of always given. I mean, I've already said what I tell everybody, which is your life is going to change drastically, but you wouldn't trade the change for the world. Like
That's not advice.
No,
though.
I know.
Okay.
You know, I'm going to go ahead and say this, and I know Joe will understand, but as I've gotten older, my kids have gotten older, like I recognize this now, but you know, you're going to hear that the days are long and the years are short, and man, there's a reason you're going to hear that a bunch.
Did they start coming and they don't stop coming? I will rewatch Shrek this weekend, so I continue.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Next time you're running. That makes sense. Let's live for fun. Okay. Anyway. Yep.
Yeah. If I knew the rest of the words, I'd sing along with you.
So the advice was savor it.
Yes.
Okay.
Cherish every little moment, even the ones that you're up at 3 a.m. feeding a baby with very little
Oh my
sleep.
God, I gotta feed it.
Yeah,
Just
that's
kidding.
part of it.
I know that at
That's
least.
part of it. But days are long, years are short, and really just enjoy it. Like you're going to be a great mom, like Joe said.
Thank you. That's
Yeah.
very kind.
Incredible mom. Yeah, just don't overthink it. Just love them. That's it. All you gotta do is love on them.
Did you just look at me and say,
Love
"Don't
'em.
overthink it"? When the entire context of this episode has been my control freakiness.
Yeah,
Okay, sick.
but that's the point. Just always go back to that base. Like you love on them, and everything else works out. You're good.
I
You're gonna be
wouldn't write
great,
any
mama.
parenting books, Joe, but I really appreciate it.
Hey, you come talk to me when you have 5, friend.
Oh gosh.
Oh hell no, absolutely not.
Hey, you add one more after. Wait, you don't have. Do you have twins? Like, does Brad have twins in his family? Like, is it possible that you could have twins?
He has twins on both of his step sides, so no, we're good.
Okay.
This one is definitely just one.
Well, if you're gonna have twins, you should definitely have them first.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's some advice too.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
No, this has been great. Thanks for having me. I never want to do this again.
Probably don't have to for a little
Thank you.
while at least, right?
Yeah.
Well, Joe, since I did the intro, you get to outro.
Awesome. Well, listen. This was a blast. Great to see you, Miss Keifer.
You guys as
Good
well.
luck. You got a really cool year ahead.
Thank you.
And JT, for you, man, I just want to, for all the listeners too, I want to formally forgive you for stealing my podcast wife. So anyway,
Well,
appreciate you having me on. It's great to do this.
I did
brother.
have this dream like 2 days before it was proposed.
Don't go any further. This is getting
No,
weird.
no. No, except it was Joe and I interviewing JT. And I remember in my dream being like, it feels like me and my ex are interviewing my new boyfriend, my little podcast boyfriend.
that's funny.
That's what
And then
happened.
somehow I ended up over here.
Thank you for joining us for another great episode of the MB2 Underground podcast. We'll catch you next time.
See you guys.
Bye.